Friends, we will now have speaking to us Dr. Sal Chacko George, who has done her research in gerontology. Her specialization is on the effects of cultural differences in aging. How are the elderly, or how do societies, Japan, Africa, India, what are the differences in terms of dealing with the aging, or how do the aging discover the whole process depending upon their cultural differences? She strongly advocates understanding humans as they are and concepts such as aging in place, and I'm sure she will tell us more about it. Dr. Sal Chacko.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. It's a great pleasure to be here at this very moment. Being here and now with the unconditional love. That is the motto of ILAGA. What is ILAGA, that you may ask? ILAGA is an initiative to support UN Sustainable Development Goals number 3 and 4. 3 is for well-being and good health, and 4 is for quality education. ILAGA have developed a broad curriculum on geriatric care management, counseling psychology, and self-management. This can be used by geriatric care centers, universities, and differently abled persons or the trainers, and rehabilitation centers. The ultimate aim for this curriculum is to reach to the high potential of a human through counseling or mindful exercises, yoga, dance therapy, music therapy, drama therapy. We also touch grief and loss therapies. Being here and now, what does that mean? As you all know, the world we are in now, it is always multitasking and running around. None of us has the time to sit and think or to do things in a focused way. So let me ask you a question. Who are you? If I ask you, where are you now? Or if I ask you, what is the day today? Or the time? Some of you may be able to tell me immediately. But some may take some time, or they may have to look at their watch or their digital gadgets to think about it, because we are not paying attention nowadays as we are multitasking. It is very difficult for all of us to see that the time has changed from what we believed in. So when we look at UN Decade of Healthy Aging, it emphasizes on people finding their basic needs and finding their job after the retirement, when they have mobility, and if they are able to make friends and keep the friendship going, and also giving out to the society. That is the goal they are saying, to combat ageism, and also making people to be digital friendly and aging in place. All these matters are being addressed. So let me ask you what the meaning of aging, or what is gerontology, or how can you describe the healthy aging? Well, we know the moment we were born into our mother's womb, the aging process starts. We also know gerontology means psychology of aging. And then comes to the definition of what is healthy aging. For some, healthy aging means living up to 100 years without any physical illness. For some, healthy aging means living in dignity, peaceful life. And for some, it is genetics or lifestyles or maybe a luck living healthily aging. According to you, and you just heard Dr. Davat said, the WHO's definition for healthy aging is, it's a process by developing and maintaining the functional ability in older people which can lead them to age well or healthy aging later in their old age. So that's exactly what ILAGA is saying. The functional ability, being independent and healthy aging through the programs we give them, they all learn to live independently. It is all about reaching the high potential through counselings or mindful exercises, yoga therapy. All this leads to a person's being here and now exercises. So this leads us to the third question I have about aging out of place. We always heard about aging in place, digitalization, making it all friendly. But very often we forget about aging out of place. Cultural differences in aging process is a very important part in human's life. About 60 years of personal experiences and more than 30 years of professional experiences as a psychologist or teacher or a researcher, I have come to the conclusion that inculcated culture in people as an individual has differences. But that culture in them, the belief system in them, if we try to change that, they will get totally confused at the age of 70 or 80 or 90. So that's what we have to look into it now. Understand the culture from where they speak. For example, we know when the pandemic happened, people were left at home and many of them couldn't use the technology. As a result, elderly at home, they felt lonely. Didn't they feel out of place? The children, grandchildren, all of them were with the digital gadgets. And here, they're left alone. Some of them prayed at home. Otherwise, they didn't know what to do because nobody was talking. This is the situation of families now. Everybody has their own gadgets. Everybody has their own spaces. And the elderly are left alone. And if you ask them to learn, okay, you do WhatsApp. Learn WhatsApp, grandma or grandpa. This we often hear. How much they can do that? As I said, the belief they had for about 60 to 80 years, we are asking them to change that. Is that healthy aging? Or we are making them to age out of place? So I conclude by saying that healthy aging has three pillars. One is physical well-being. Second one is mental well-being. Third one is emotional. So if you are physically well, then your immune system works well with your aging and you can do it. And if you are mentally fit, the cognitive functioning is fine. And then you can do decision making and not depend on many people for decision making. And the third one automatically leads to emotional being. So being here and now, that should be our aim when we talk about elderly. And when we think about elderly, we have to include them in our decision making, knowing this fact. So as you have seen on the board, this has come out 2 days back. This is a UNFPA State of World Population report saying that India has outnumbered China in aging population. And India has 7% of 65 plus elder adults, whereas China has 14, and the world it shows 10. So what does it say? Think about the life expectancy And now it's the time for us to train our children, grandchildren, to adopt the culture, whatever we have built in, or whatever they are coming across with digitalization. Make them understand, include them. This is all I have to say. Be here and now. Peace.
Thank you, Dr. Sally George, for that very interesting presentation and for highlighting the importance of inclusion of the elderly in all aspects of life and in all activities.